So good morning, everyone. I know I haven't posted in a while, but oh, and don't mind the little pimple patch. I've been sweating a lot back here, and there you go. And whenever I wipe, I just get pimply. Well, just a quick tour of my growing garden. So down here, uh, I have something. So I say something because I did put a little stick on there that will tell me what it was. Or maybe, no, I didn't put it on the sticker. Well, I put a little stick on there to tell me what it was, and it's gone. When it grows, I have an app called Plant In, and it'll tell me what it is. This is Porto sweet potatoes. So you see, I've been filling it up as it grows. Just keep adding more soil, and that soil that you see in there is my own soil. This is a tomato sucker that I got from one of my tomato plants. I got a few, but most of them died. That one was the only one that made it. Over here, I'm chitting some sweet potatoes. Oh wow, I didn't expect this. So you see, let me turn this bad boy up there. So the sweet potato is developing roots, and all this is just some vermiculite. The other ones, as you can see, they're not really working right. Then I got some strawberries over there. Chitting process. Basically, you got to put the sweet potatoes in indirect light, maybe on some like an egg carton or a box of some sort. This is the first time I've done this, so I think that they've been getting a little bit too much light. But because I saw that it was growing, I left it alone. There's my beautiful basil plant. I just emptied an entire seed packet in there, and I've been harvesting there, transplanting. As you can see, that one is actually a transplant from this. I got my little bell peppers here. I wanted to keep this dwarf. So whenever you get a small plant that's producing the little bells, they say just to snip them off so these guys could grow bigger. But I actually want them like that. They look pretty cool. I've never had these. All of these right here, from this side and on, I have, they're called sweet crunch peppers. I got them from HEB, a grocery store down here in Houston. And I loved them. I tried to grow them. And I'm thinking that they're hybrids because they look a little different. Like each one looks slightly different. And they've been growing since January. So they're pretty small. And my mix has a lot of nutrition in there. These are poblanos. So the poblanos, they're everything that I've planted over here. They've been growing since January. But the odd thing is that so has this one. This one's been growing since January. These have been growing since January, and it's mid-May now. I don't know what's going on. The roots are still pretty tiny. I put mycorrhizae on there. I don't know, but it's an experiment. All of these are seeds from the grocery store, so that can definitely be the issue. Because I did read that a lot of produce is just designed to not fruit, so you keep buying it. And more poblanos over here, and then let's make my way. So everything looks like a mess because I used to have two dogs. One unfortunately passed away. She had a low cancer. Rest in peace, Truffle. The other one is running around somewhere. I think she went back inside. These right here are pink banana squash. And I just put them in last week. Um, and then I got some cranberry beans, some dill going on, some more strawberries in the back. And then these are African marigolds. So the only things that have germinated, it looks like, is the African marigolds. Alrighty, it's kind of humid over here. You know what? I think I'm gonna take y'all. So I try to tidy everything up and make everything look nice, but I have so much weeds that I literally pull the weeds out every day. And every day, you know, there's nothing here. And then overnight, they just grow savagely. It's annoying. So over here, well, the weeds, I just left it alone. Over here, I have cantaloupe. I forgot what kind of cantaloupe it was, but I started a few plants there. I just dropped them in some soil that I had there, and it took off. And then back there, if you can see, you see these? These are not diseased. This is supposed to be like that. So those are the leaves of a very delicious watermelon called Moon and Stars. If you've never had Moon and Stars before, I highly recommend it. It's been just the best watermelon I've ever had in my life. Over here, this bed is just a mix of stuff. I got some more Moon and Stars. I got a chili pepper of some sort over here. This thing, I left it alone because I thought it was some sort of chili pepper. I have no idea what it is yet. I'm thinking that is that invasive weed that I have. Well, it's invasive, yes. Some people like it. This is some sort of berry. Huckberry or mulberry, one of those. A lot of people like it, but my wife is highly allergic, so I'm constantly pulling these out. My pride over here on this side, though, other than the Moon and Stars, is definitely my sunflowers. These are beautiful. And these, right now, this one particularly is getting pollinated. But I didn't grow these on purpose. I didn't put these there on purpose. What was happening? Wow, I think I have some sort of squash over there. I'm gonna have to go take the app over there later on and see what that is, because I don't remember putting that on there. Well, the reason why this is more wild than the rest of my garden, because it really, it gets neglected, but it gets neglected on purpose. First, I really don't have the time, and then second, I just wanted to kind of experiment, not and not necessarily do chaos gardening, but do more of like the laissez-faire type of gardening. Just put it and leave it alone. But what was happening over here, sorry, my wife is coming out. What was happening over here is that I got a lot of friends over here, right? Lives in these trees. All these trees are pecan trees, and they're just all around me. And come around, and they'll just eat whatever they feel like. And they go around the garden and just dropping seeds, from their mouth or their bum. There's a lot of birds that come through here, and they're just dropping seeds, and I let it grow because it's for some reason it's only here. Like, this is the club over here. This is the hangout club. Over here I got some amaranth that I put, and down here I got a whole bunch of sand. So we started a project, and we ended up buying 3 yards of sand. You want to say hello? We ended up buying like 3 yards of sand, and we have a lot more than what we need. So I'm just filling it up. I'm putting it back here because eventually I'm going to use it for something. Just that something hasn't came to me yet. And then I also have passion fruit vines that, if you can look at the whole thing, it's really hideous right now, right? Because this is the growth from last year. I try to take some off, but they're just so much. And it doesn't really hurt. It kind of keeps the little run over here pretty stable. So the passion fruit vine just fills all this up, and it has blossoms everywhere. It's beautiful, very fragrant. I didn't get fruit last year, but hopefully I get some this year. This, I'm not 100% sure if that's comfrey, a type of comfrey, or if that's borage. But if it's comfrey, man, that's gonna be awesome because that's free fertilizer. I did plant comfrey, but I forgot where it was. All right, here's my little chickies. I don't know their names. My wife knows their names. But see, this is the reason why I bought the sand, because their little chicken run. Yeah, they broke that. The little chicken run is basically a huge litter box. And this way, you know, we can just go around, just scoop up the poop, put it in a little bucket, and haul it away, and compost it on the other side. I want to show you this real quick. That's the swamp cooler. If you have chickens here in Texas or in Houston, okay, y'all can come out. They can just forage whatever they want. And yeah, you need a swamp cooler. Back there, I'm not going to go in here right now because I got my house shoes on. But back there is my lonely rabbit. I used to have 6 rabbits. I gave 2 away. 2 others unalive themselves. The other ones, I don't know what happened. But I have 1 left. And the reason why I have that one is because those are line heads, double line heads. And basically, the whole idea of my garden is just to do one huge ecosystem, where I use their manure as compost. I feed them some of the stuff that I'm growing. You know, we just all help each other. I got some more pepper plants over here. These are all red bell peppers. And if you want to know why I put them all together like this, is because I'm constantly learning, you know, constantly researching stuff. I learned about soil science, so that's, you know, how I have my soil. I'm about to show you the soil that I made today, because I have an order for it actually. Well, the reason why I have them all bundled up like this, you know, really pretty close. Normally, I think they recommend at least a square foot of growing space. But what I learned is that peppers, when they grow up like this, they basically bundle up their roots together and they help each other. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. I haven't done the research, but I'm trying it. This is my in real life research right here. And I got red and white onions back there. Very nice. And if you look closely, see if I can zoom in some more, you'll see some little balls, right? So let's see. Yeah, my finger's too big because I'm 10x zoom right now. But you'll see these little balls that look like cocoa pebbles almost, and that is the rabbit poo. And you can just put it in there automatically. Well, whatever. All right, and this guy, I thought it was a cherry tree, but my app is saying that it's a persimmon tree. And if it's a persimmon tree, or persimmon, then I'm in luck. Because I love those little fruits. It hasn't fruited yet. This is about going on 2 years. Put on a lot of growth. Okay, and over here I do have banana peppers that have been growing pretty close. And since I have that wine bottle right there, I know y'all saw it earlier, I'll tell y'all about it. I'll get into it in another video, but that basically just helps me water all the plants, just keep me on track. But if you want to know how I did that, yeah, just let me know. So I got Obama banana peppers. Now this bad boy, it's about four plants. This bad boy produces a lot of peppers. So, and then this is all closely sewn in together. These are all from seed. So they just produce a lot of pepper. I just harvested some yesterday. I left a lot of them. But I basically harvest some every weekend. I harvest some. And then I'm trying to fill up these holes that my other dog had made. These were actually left out here by mistake, and then it rained heavily the very next day. Uh-oh, I got a little lizard in there. But there's these little and it basically I don't know what they're called, but it kind of does away with the bugs, and then the little swimmers that be swimming in there. I'm not sure what they're called, larvae or whatever, but I use that just to water my garden. Here now, I know what you're thinking. It looks a little hideous and messy, but these bad boys produce a lot of tomatoes. A lot. So as you can see, some of them are kind of dying off already. You can see the yellowing of the leaves. You just go in there and you just cut them off, and it just keeps growing. As you can see here, all of these, this is an indeterminate tomato plant. I believe it's beefsteak, but there's tomatoes right there. I just let them grow. Once it gets too hot, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Not really worry about it. But I learned this just yesterday. See, I have a tomato back there. I left it on there on purpose. See that hole? So I had learned that you're supposed to pick your tomatoes as soon as they start blushing. But I was doing that, and it just seemed to like just blush like not even overnight, like within hours. Like from in the morning I come and water my garden to like lunch break, they're blush, and they're splitting on me and stuff. So I'm over here sharing my produce with bugs and other pests. But what I decided to do, I just learned this yesterday, is that you can pick your tomatoes green, and they'll continuously, well, not continuously, but they'll keep on getting more mature and turning their real color. I'm just looking at tomatoes right now, but let's travel over. Whew, I am moist. All right. So yeah, I got some tomatoes that I picked yesterday. I'll show y'all that later. This side of my fence, this is my first garden. So this was what the garden was initially. And then I have this. I bought it from Vivo Garden, or Vivo. I don't know their website. But this was a greenhouse. You can do the greenhouse, but in Houston it stays hot. So what I did was I took the green wrap off, and I put this sunblocker. This is a 30% sunblocker, and on the hot days you can really feel the complete difference. Like it is incredible. Like I'll be under here and I'll literally be cool, and it's like 100+ degrees, well, cooler, because the air is still pretty hot. But over here I got some I believe these are crimson watermelon. So they just started vining. Oh, I got some flowers over there, flowers over here, so that's good. I'm not gonna trim it. I'm gonna leave it alone, and I gotta watch my step alone because I want to do as little as possible. Not because I'm lazy, but because I want to kind of mimic, like the real life scenario stuff. Yes, I am trying to create food for my family, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily trying to create stuff to sell. It's just for me. Um, so I don't care what it really looks like. I'm not trying to make super round, super lush tomatoes and pumpkins and squash and watermelons. I'm more into, and let me know what this type of gardening is called. But I'm more into, like I said earlier, like a laissez-faire type of gardening. I want to mimic nature as much as possible. So with the weeding, I do some weeding, and I do put it over here in my compost pile. But over here, I got some more peppers. These are poblanos as well, and I got some peas growing. Same over here. This turned out to be a little tomato plant. These over here I just bought from a little lady that I met. I was looking for a nursery close by. And I don't want to say their name because I don't know if they want me to give them a shout out, but they were very helpful. They have a little nursery. It's just it's a family owned nursery, and they just had a sale, and I bought some stuff. This over here is my I guess I'll call it a Mediterranean. Oh, I thought that was a bug, but that's a stem. Mediterranean herb garden over here. So I got some sage going. I got oregano. I got basil. And this stuff over here, I forget what this is. Oh, lavender. Okay. It ain't looking no lavenderish. But yeah, so I just harvested a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna make a video, but just for now, this was about this much. I harvested like 4 inches, but as you can see, when I harvest it, I pinched it right above these leaves. So what's gonna happen is that these leaves are gonna grow bigger and bunch out just like these. And see, and I've been doing it, and look, this one nearly fits my hand. This one, without it being eaten, fit my hand. Let me snip that off. Everything that I snip off, I throw it over here in my compost bin. This is a huge compost bin because this used to be a huge bed that I just converted. But if you look down here, look, I've had this bed for years, right? And look, and when I smell it, it doesn't really even smell like anything. It kind of just smells a little muddy. But these are castings mixed in with a little mulched up wood, and I'm constantly all this. So I just throw my banana peels, little tomatoes. I got my lemongrass going, my aloe vera. With the aloe vera, I do like to weed it because aloe veras for me have been very finicky. And then over here, this is my last bed. I have turnip greens, and I got mustard greens over there. I don't like these. I grew them thinking that it'll be a little different, something to try, but it turns out I don't like them. And I don't know if you saw earlier, but These are my right there. So see if you can get them on camera, or I can get them on camera. I'm not even sure what this is. I think these are the red-footed whatevers, but they could be like the ladybug larvae. I don't know. Luckily, they've only been destroying the mustard greens, which I just chop and I use to feed the chickens with. I try to eliminate all the grasses here and put clover down. Growing, but not as successful as I thought. Oh. Let me get my little pea tendril and wrap it over here. Yeah. And that's it. That's my garden. So if you see something that you want me to go more in depth in, please let me know. I'll create more videos. I am gonna create a video about the wines, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's it. Oh, and lastly, actually, I'm gonna create a separate video on my soil, because I've created a video in the past, but because I made some more up, I have an opportunity. But that was it. That was my garden tour. Hopefully you stay tuned and ask away.